Hello everyone, my name is Jason and welcome back to this channel about magic! Today I'm reacting to Inaki Zabaletta, a magician from Argentina. I have not heard of him before, but apparently he will be performing sleight of hand magic with playing cards, which is my favorite area of magic. So let's jump right in and see what Inaki has in store for us.
My name is Inaki Zabaletta. I am from Argentina. Magicians, we are like the phoenix, the bird. We put all our energy in our show, but when the show finishes, it doesn't matter if it's a good show or bad show, you're always going to burn and be reborn in the next show. Thinking in this way, take a lot of pressure off me. Magician should not be very worried about failing in magic. A bullfighter should be very worried not failing, but magician, what could happen, you know? Nobody dies.
That's actually a really good point. I should think about that next time I'm performing a new piece of magic and I'm concerned about screwing up. If it happens, and I'll just erupt into a ball of fire and be born again the next day. But I mean, seriously, that is a cool way of thinking about it. And actually, any good magician became good because of the many, many times he's failed before. You can study magic books, you can practice at home as much as you like, but eventually you have to go out there and crash and burn in front of real spectators. And then you start to understand what works and what doesn't work, and you become a lot more polished. In the magician world, it's called getting your chops. Proceeding.
I don't like an easy audience. I prefer audience who is questioning what I'm doing. Keep you sharp. Penn and Teller are the most challenging audience in the world. So, like a phoenix, I will burn to ash. Later.
Later, not now.
Please welcome the magical mind of Inaki Zabaletta.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome. My name is Inaki Zabaletta. I am from Argentina. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Please, Penn Teller, can you join me? Please, Alison, join us also. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. For this experience, we're going to use a deck of cards. But I have a plan. I'm not going to try to fool you.
Good.
Alison is going to do it.
Oh, good.
So if she does, if she does fool you, it's our success.
Yes.
If she doesn't, it's her fault. So it's okay. It's okay. So we are going to do an intuition test. In this way, we are going to an elimination process. So we are going to eliminate cards until only have 4 cards. Okay? So you take a big bunch of cards, like half of the cards. Yes, from the middle, take a big bunch, like that one, and face up, put it there. Yes, we are going to eliminate those cards. Yes, put it there, put it here. Yes, that's it. You are going to take all the decisions here, Alison. You're going to take all the decisions. So from where do you want to eliminate cards? From top, from bottom, or from the middle?
Middle.
Middle. Okay, take a bunch of cards from the middle. Yeah, take. It's up to you. You take all the decisions. So face up and put it there. Okay, with the others. From where? From top, bottom, middle. It's up to you.
Bottom.
Bottom. Okay, bottom. Okay, take the cards, put it there. From where? Now we have less cards, so only 2 or 3 cards. From where? From middle, from bottom, from
top.
bottom, from top. Okay.
Just
Those.
here?
Okay, yes, it's okay. So now how many? 5. One more card. Only one. Which one? That one? Okay. This is an intuition test. Let's see Alison's intuition. Look, we have here. It's the 4 aces.
Alright, that was pretty cool. Wow, you know, it's funny because he's going on and on about the free choice. You know, just do what you want, you're making the choices. But there are the 4 aces, so obviously it wasn't her choice. But as a magician, you oftentimes have to say these lines and you have to be convincing about it. It's about psychology, you know, like it just doesn't matter, just top, bottom, middle, whatever. But still, especially at the end there when she could choose one of the 5 cards, I don't know how he did that. Even the earlier parts, I'm not 100% clear on how he did that. I just have some general ideas. In fact, I think I might have seen something, but I'm not sure if I just imagined it because it was happening very quickly. You know what? I'm gonna go rewatch it right now. By the way, by the rules of the show, I would be fooled already, but just out of curiosity, I'm gonna rewatch it real quick. 1 second.
A few moments later.
Ah, wow. Nice job, Inaki. He's doing something really cool there that I actually didn't expect. And I had to look really hard to see that. I mean, he's very fast and good with his hands, in addition to his audience management skills as he works with Alison. I saw a little something that reminds me of another magician named Ascanio, who is doing something kind of similar to this. Anyways, let's continue.
All right.
You're amazing.
I'm amazing.
I have another plan.
Okay.
What if instead Alison try to fool you, you try to fool yourself?
Okay.
So if you do fool yourself, it's our success. If you don't, it's your fault. Your fault.
Once again.
That's the thing. Yes. Let's do it like this. First, I'm going to shuffle a little bit, and please, Teller, you say stop wherever you want. Say stop. Before I finish reading.
Classic.
Okay, take a look of this card. It's not important the number of the card. The important thing is the suit of the card, okay? The same for you. Please say stop wherever you want, okay? Do you have this card? The suit? Okay, keep that suit in your mind. Alison, which one do you want to use? Penn or Teller? Which one?
Well, he talks more, so that one.
So now...
Teller's like, story of my life. I do bet that Penn gets picked most often because of the fact that if they need to talk to each other on the performance. By the way, look at how huge Penn is here compared to everyone else. Look, even his hand is like bent in half so that his arm can fit on the table. Okay, but his other hand's in a normal position, so that kind of defeats my point. And back to the magic.
Now you're going to take out from the pack 12 cards, but in order to take this 12 cards from different part of the pack, I'm going to take out the aces we used before. In order to take the cards from different part of the pack, we're going to do 3 piles.
Okay.
So, look, this is going to be the first pile. Yes, it's going to be the second one and third one. So, start with you. Please take your packet, shuffle the cards, and put here any 4 cards you like. Any 4, it's up to you, any 4. Face down, face down. So we keep the mystery there. We do a pile there, and we have any 4. Okay, this packet, leave it there. The same for you, please. You shuffle the cards. And the same, 4 cards. Any 4 cards you like, it's up to you. Put it there. And all together, all together.
On top of them?
Yeah, on top of them, yes. Good. This is kind of... And the last packet, who want to do it? You or... Okay, you shuffle the cards.
Interesting, so there is a lot going on here. I kind of feel like the CPU of my brain is going into overtime and the fan is blowing on my laptop now, being my head. I mean, my head is working too hard. I saw a few things. There's some things I'm sure I'm missing, but if I were to try to speak in code, I could say that a magician needs to take stock of all his different sleight of hand moves and then maintain his composure while he's executing them in the right sequence. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about and some of you don't, hopefully. Anyway, this routine is very rapid fire. I think if I were there in person, I would be pretty bamboozled. It's just that I can pause the video and I can stop and I can think for a little bit and try to keep things in my mind where they should be. The things should be in my mind, that's where they belong. Back to the video.
Same, and put 4 cards there, any 4 you like.
Free selection.
He chose well, huh?
Oh, and he made him do
Don't
a
worry.
flip.
So, this one, we don't need anymore. So, we have the 12 cards you have chosen, and also we have the 4 aces. Each ace represents a suit. And you have a suit in your mind, right?
I do.
We agreed to use yours.
We did.
Right, which was? The
Spades.
spades. Okay, so we're going to put the ace of spades here, and now let's see your intuition this time. Look here, we have a spade, we have a spade, this is a spade, this is a spade, and believe it or not, you have chosen the complete suit of spades. Amazing! Intuition, amazing!
Okay, well, yeah, that was really cool, but I'm just thinking, my brain's processing, and I was thinking again, that kind of reminds me of this magic of my friend, Ascanio. He used to do these kind of different routines, and the way he did one thing there with his hands just really reminded me of that special type of magic. And when I saw that, it tells me something, but I wasn't expecting that thing to be true. What I'm trying to say is that if he's doing what I now suspect he's doing, that's pretty shocking, and I'm surprised he's doing it so well. Or he knows what magicians look for, and he did the same kind of move, but he's not really doing the move at all. Great commentary, Jason. Wow, you're really adding some value. Okay, let's just watch the rest of the performance.
Amazing. So we have the 12 cards of spades, the complete suit of spades, yes? So sometimes people ask me, what happens if instead of spades they choose another suit? Well, I have to tell, this never happens. So you have the same suit, right? Spades in your mind. Spades. No? This means no? He don't have the same one. He don't have.
Wow.
Well, we have to do different this way. Which is your suit? Hearts? So I have to put the ace of hearts here, and now I have to do some Argentinian magic movement. It's like this. Before we have here all the suit of spades, but now we have the suit of hearts, the 2 of hearts, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 10, the jack, the queen, and the king, the complete suit of hearts.
Inaki Zabaletta! That's fantastic. We were awesome.
What do you think? Do you think you fooled them, or what?
I think we did.
Do you think?
So tell me about your very first professional show.
My very first professional show was a kids show. I was maybe 14 years old, something. And when I finished my show, all the kids stand up, and I thought they were coming here to say hello to me or something. No, they steal all my props. So they like little piranhas, they do run away. So I said,
Man.
one time a kid bite me.
What? He
When-
bit you?
What a little
because
piranha.
Little kid on stage sometimes get afraid. So when he stand with you, it's normal, he hug your leg like this.
Oh.
Poor kid, he's afraid. And then he bite my leg. I was like, come on, who's Hannibal Lecter's mother here? I said the kid.
All right. Well, let's find
We're
out
done.
Let's
Okay.
find out if you fooled
Let's
Penn and
find
Teller.
out.
All right, let me give you my thoughts before we hear from Penn and Teller. First off, I don't know what a piranha is. Hopefully that's not a bad word in Spanish. Anyways, I really enjoyed that performance by Inaki. There were a lot of things going on there, and he was doing a lot of sleight of hand with playing cards, which I highly respect. I think there were several times that I saw things happening, but I mean, that's just because I'm watching from the comfort of home and I can't be misdirected by him because he's not talking directly to me and looking at me. There's a huge difference when you're sitting right in front of a magician and they can ask you a question, they can say your name, they can reach out and touch your hand and misdirect you in ways like this. But when you're watching video from home, it's like you're in this sterile, controlled environment and you can just be emotionless and just kind of watch everything. So although I saw a few of the things he did, the most impressive thing to me was how he maintained everything through the whole performance, because he was shuffling the cards, then he was handing pieces of it to Alice and to Penn, to Teller. As far as I saw, he didn't switch the decks between the first performance trick and then the second performance trick. It was kind of like a two-phase thing, right? So that means he was managing the order of this stuff the entire time, which is really cool because it had a very chaotic feel. You know, you take this, what do you want? This one, that one, you glance at this, you shuffle them up, you choose this. I think it's very well structured and definitely has a really cool magical feel. Talking about the magical feel. And actually between the first phase of the effect and the second phase, I'm more interested in the part with Alice in the first phase. Like, I have a concept how he did it, but as far as the implementation, like, the devil's in the details and how he did it so well without her seeing, and what would he do if she went this way versus that way. You know, as he said in his intro, he likes performing, and even if he fails, he'll be reborn as the phoenix, right? So I think he has a lot of experience with spectators that may choose different things and behave in different ways, and I bet he has a lot of outs and different responses for those. Anyways, I would love to just follow him around and watch him perform that first phase for lots of different people. That would be very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and hear what Penn and Teller have got to say.
Let's find out how we did. Boy, that's a great routine. Just a really beautiful, really smart routine. And your handling of cards is just gorgeous all the way through. And the techniques we think you're using are incredibly inventive. I mean, they're really brand new, cutting edge stuff. None of this is the standard stuff in any magic book anyone's gonna find. Really new, really good stuff. You also did the very, very brave thing of bringing us up to the table. A lot of times, more cowardly magicians will leave us back here. You put us right there. And you also put the tall guy, the really tall guy, right closest to you. And those are kind of the breaks, because when the tall guy's right there, I can see stuff, you know? So I'll just tell you, we loved it all the way through. And as you made very, very clear in all of your pattern, if something goes wrong and you don't fool us, it's our fault. It was so much our fault in every way.
Okay, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to stay here. Thank you. Thank you, Alison.
Thank
See you next time. Thank you.
Inaki
My pleasure.
Zabaletta.
All right, well, that was very enjoyable to watch him perform. As far as Penn and Teller not being fooled, I don't know. I feel like that was a really close one, you know? Because Penn said something along the lines of the moves that we think you're doing or that we suspect you're doing. So in that case, if they're just suspecting and thinking kind of like I was before, doesn't that constitute being fooled? I don't know. Maybe they have a limited number of trophies to give out. Or maybe they saw him doing something even though they didn't fully understand it, but they realized he was doing a move, and so that doesn't count as being fooled. Hard to say. At any rate, it was a delight to watch Inaki Zabaletta perform. Clearly a talented magician, and it was entertaining and fun. What more could you want? Go ahead and leave a comment below what you thought about his performance. And now it's that time for a little story. Maybe we'll learn something about life. Don't close the video yet. Just give it a try. Randomly, we will select a story. Chapter 26, The Fox and the Stork. And here we have a little diagram. It's not a diagram, it's an illustration. Okay, The Fox and the Stork. A fox... Oh, actually, there's 2 illustrations. This is the first story I've seen with 2. 1, 2. All right. The Fox and the Stork. A fox invited a stork to dinner, at which the only fare provided was a large flat dish of soup. The fox lapped it up with great relish, but the stork with her long bill tried in vain to partake of the savory broth. Her evident distress caused the sly fox much amusement. But not long after, the stork invited him in turn, and set before him a pitcher with a long and narrow neck, in which she could get her bill with ease. Thus, while she enjoyed her dinner, the fox sat by hungry and helpless, for it was impossible for him to reach the tempting contents of the vessel. And then the fox ate the stork and devoured his bones. Just kidding, that's not there, but that's how I would have ended it. And then the moral would have been something like, don't try to trick your predator, because then they'll just eat you. And that is why I don't write Aesop's fables, because they would be terrible. Okay, so let's get to the interpretation of this. No moral of the storyline, we just have the 2 diagrams. Oh, I see, it was like dinner number 1 and dinner number 2. By the way, I like how they have the fox wearing a suit and the stork is wearing some kind of dress. So is there anything to be learned from this? I guess you could say, like, you need to consider the position of your friends and associates when they're involved in an event. Make sure they're comfortable, like put yourself in their shoes. Otherwise, next time, they're definitely not going to care about your feelings. I don't know, this just seems a little kind of straightforward and on the nose, a little bit obvious. Is there some deeper interpretation here? Maybe we could say something about your natural advantages. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. But I don't know, it seemed to be focused on the fact that the stork turned the tables on him at the end. I feel like somehow that's the important part. Yeah, I guess it's one of those simple, treat other people as you would like to be treated. Otherwise, you will suffer their wrath later when they give you a soup and a long-necked bottle that you can't eat from. Oh well, these stories can't all be winners. Go ahead and leave a comment below if you've got a better interpretation of this story than I do, which might be the case. And yeah, I guess that's all for the Aesop's Fables. And thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you being here. I don't know how it happened, but for some reason it's 9:10 p.m. and I have just recorded this first video out of 4 that I plan to record today. So definitely won't have time to edit one for tonight. Anyways, just gotta power through this, gotta drink another coffee, gotta get things moving and get them done. I hope you're having a great week. Do not allow yourself to procrastinate as much as I have. Be better than me. And yeah, I hope you're doing fantastic, and I'll see you in the next video.
You wanna